Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Loza. We managed to win our local Zevo Cup with Adventure, so we'll go over the prizing. Everyone got an X Anybody for entering, the Cool Boy for top 4, and then the X Anybody Omni for coming first place. Absolutely awesome. Love these cards. Yeah, super cool. Looking to get rid of them eventually, but yeah, I love that I won those. Haven't won a cool looking card in a while. I will get into the deck. It's pretty stock standard. If you've seen the Huang Zero list, there's nothing too new here. Sunemon. Best agate recurs a piece, so we love to see it. We'll jump into the threes. I really like consistency, so I've gone with 4 Bio and 4 Palmon. 4 Bios in every list, but 4 Palmon is not. That's just what I like. And then 3 of the Memory Setter. That's it for the rookies. Probably my lowest rookie count in a list. I really like my rookies because I really like consistency, but instead I've opted for 4 Palmon, which, you know, it's a consistency rookie as well. But yeah, my lowest rookie count in a deck list, so it's kind of wild for me. Fours, I've gone for no Gatomon compared to the Huang Zero list. I do think this is probably the optimal adventure list right now. I mean, the Huang Zero list in general is definitely paved the way for adventure. 4 and 4, evolve for free. It's very good. That was my initial thought, and then I went back and forth on a couple of the other champions, but I'm glad I'm back at just 4 and 4 and nothing else. I do think that's probably optimal. 4 Mega Kabuteri. Crazy that I didn't realize how good this card is until the Huang Zero profile. I think myself and a couple other adventure players were surprised. A lot of people overvalue Yanja Woman. That card's kind of garbage, to be honest, because it's kind of like high rolling. You need to have multiple stacks. Basically, the idea in Huang's profile is all your 5s need to be able to do something on their own and be able to react to the opponent's board. So I do think that's the better premise for the deck, and this just feels so much better than any of the aggressive cards. But this card has the dual purpose of being able to suspend one of your opponent's cards up to every 2 Tamers you have, so sometimes 2 or 3 cards, if you're lucky. And also restand something on your field. So it's not just an aggressive card, it's also a defensive card. It's really the best 5, at least for its dual purpose. Most flexible 5 for sure. The green 5s are some of my favorites in here. Lilymon here at 2 as well. Definitely a card I thought I could even see going to 3. It's probably one of the best defensive cards as it can just wipe opponents' board sometimes. It can out literally anything really. It needs to suspend 5k or lowers, but it can bottom anything suspended as long as you got the Tamer colors. So insane. Love Lilymon. People always get spooked of Lilymon. So yeah, you know that card is very threatening. Onto the others, we've just got the 2 Zudo and the 2 Metal Grey here. The other forms of removal, kind of along with the Lily, this just gives you like a wide variety of toolbox removal, right? Against like Royal Knights, the Zudo is really good against any deck that's being aggressive, like Lilymon can just get rid of all the bodies and stuff. And against any deck that builds up, like Metal Grey is very good. And of course, they've all got that Alliance and Swing effect, so they kind of can blitz for game as well. And yeah, they just combo so well with the Mega Kabu who can restand anything and then just let it swing again, thanks to the level 5 effects. Skull Grey is the odd man out here. This card is still just not putting in work for me personally, but I know how good it is. Raid Retail, if you have the Rush Tamer, is insane, or even the Blocker Tamer is quite good. On deletion to play something's insane. So every time I have this, it's like Ruin modes on the field, so whatever I play doesn't matter, or I just don't end up using the Raid Retail that turn. I don't know. For me, this card always doesn't do anything, but everyone else loves this card, and I see it pop off, and I see the idea behind it, but I could see myself swapping this for a different 5 also, at least just one of them, but that's just me personally. I just don't like the aggressive 5s, as you can tell. I really just like the defensive 5s, and that's all. I mean, yeah, once again, Mega's both, but yeah, I just really like the reactionary 5s, and this one's kind of, it can be, but I don't know. Without the Alliance as well, you can't be. It's a weirdly aggressive piece to outstuff with the Raid Retail, but a lot of the time when I have this, I don't have the Rush Tamer. It just feels really awkward, but obviously Retail Blocker's cool too. But anyway, that's my pet peeve with this card. I just don't seem to have much luck with it. I get that it's good in theory though, so that's just a Loza moment. 4 Metal Garuru and the 1 War Grey. Card's very good. Not much to say. Bottom decking cards is insane, and reviving all the 4s, as you can see, that I play that Evo for free, and then you Alliance with them. Kind of crazy, kind of crazy. And War Grey, such a good card. I was thinking of doing a 2-2 split, but I do think Metal Garuru is just better a majority of the time. So I think this is a nice 3-1, because sometimes the immunity from War Grey is just crazy. So yeah, pretty good lineup there, I would say. Tamer lineup, I've gone really awkward because I don't have two ties. So we've got the best Tamer in the deck, I want to say, is Matt and TK because Rush is just so good. The dilemma with this card is once you get one, you don't want any more. So it feels really awkward. Once you've got one, you're happy. But there's obviously decks that remove Tamers. So, you got to play the 3 so you can see it. And also so you can always ensure you've got one. 2 of the blocker giving Tamer. Very good, to be honest. I think it's overlooked a lot, but it is quite good, especially in the slower games. Where you don't have the Rush Tamer and you can't swing it on those turns, at least you've got blocker, right? That's kind of the idea here. It's like sometimes you'll have both as well, which is just great. Then we've got the memory gaining Tamer. Sorry, I'll move the utility Tamers off. I'm awkwardly playing 3 of the Sorakari. The reason for that is I don't have a second tie, so you'll see that in a second. But this is questionably the better one, just because it gives us the better colors with the Tamer we normally want to be playing, which is the Matt and TK. But of course, better color combination with the tie and Izzy is the Sora and the Kari. But anyway, we will just move quickly into that final Tamer we're playing, and that's Tie. Because, yeah, Tie's good. It's a memory setter, and it can do crazy plays, and it can draw cards. I honestly don't mind it at 1. Like, this might be copium, but I think you can get away with 1 just because all the other Tamers are so good and cheaper to play a lot of the time. Like, we don't have any way to cheat out the Tamers in this deck, so normally you just hard playing this for 4 when you can. But yeah, it's probably optimal to play 2 ties. But yeah, I think you can get away with 1. So yeah, Tamer lineup, not quite what I'd like it to be. I would like a second tie in there, but you know what? Generating memory, good. And lastly, we just got the 4 Courage United, so not really much to say about that. But yeah, let me know what you think of Adventure. Are you a big Adventure fan or not? Do you like the little changes I've made, or have you made changes yourself to that Huang Zero list? Let me know in the comments if you're running any different 5s. I've definitely moved away from the Garudamon. I did like Garudamon, especially with Mega Kabuterimon. You could sometimes just take a whole stack in one turn, but I think playing more for the control aspect of the deck is probably the smarter way to go, and just try to maintain board control. Let's talk about Goma, because we've kind of talked about everything else. Gomamon's really good. Tentomon you can also play for some of those pesky matchups, but Goma's just a bit more generic in my opinion. This is probably my favorite card of today. There was just so many turns where I played it down to pass, or I had one in the back to scare my opponent, whether they had a boost or whether they were just like a certain deck. We should probably talk about matchups while we're here too. I versed Renamon today in round 2, and this was good against that. Round 1 we versed, what was it now? Black blocker, big Unga Bunga rock deck. That one. So rock deck with D-Digivolve. In that matchup, for people who want to know, pretty much ignore your 4s when you can, or at least if you are going to do a 4 to evolve into a 5, make sure you just hard slam one as well. Hard slamming the 5s is like essential in that matchup because they have so much D-Digivolve. So you really just, like, the 4s are great, obviously, but you don't want to rely on them too much. If you are using them, it's to, like, extend on your turn before you hard slam one of these to pass, which can be a bit awkward memory-wise, but that's how you have to do it. So, because they will just D-Digivolve your 5s to the 4, and then you can't use stuff like Courage, right? So you really want them to have to force them to out your 5s, right? Because that means you turn on the deck. You turn on your aces, and you turn on Courage United, right? So that alone just makes that deck sweat. That's what I've found in that matchup anyway. You just can't really lose if you are just hard playing your 5s. But obviously you need a decent amount of Tamers out to do that. So yeah, you want to build your Tamers in the backup till you can just start doing that easily. Normally that's kind of doable, I would say. So yeah, that's the rock matchup / D-Digivolve blacker, whatever you want to call it, blocker matchup. Moving on to round 2, which was Renamon. Gomamon, really good in that matchup. I don't know what else to say. That matchup's really hard. They get to Volderam in 1 turn, like normally turn 3, and by then all your Tamers are like useless, and you have no on plays. So typically what I've found is you need to have enough memory to hard play one of these without passing turn, like the full 4 cost, no evolve, and manually evolve for 3. What I had to do in one game, luckily he swung for 2 or 3 checks with Volderam. I think it was 4 checks actually. And he luckily hit a Tamer. So all my Tamers were locked besides the one that came out. And that meant, and he left me 2 memory. So that meant I could hard play Palmon tapping this just to not pass turn, just to Evo into one of the 4s, to let me Evo into Lilymon, wherever Lilymon is. And it just let me out his board. It was a Renamon and a Volderam. So just being able to out that, still had a token to deal with, but I just blocked because I had the blocker. Tamer up luckily. and was able to restabilize from there. But yeah, there's just some very hard matchups, and Renamon's definitely one of them. The other one being Galacti, which I think is unwinnable. You can play the Tentomon in this slot instead to make that matchup questionably easier, but I still think they just will pay the 5 cost, go into Destroymon, out your entire Tamer lineup, and like it doesn't really matter if you made them pay 5 or not. So you could definitely tech for that matchup. I think you just accept that you lose that matchup and build to win everything else. I think that's maybe a better strategy. Round 3 and the finals was against Leviamon. Once again, Gomamon was quite good. There was some times where I could put him out and he was a bit of a nuisance because they obviously have a lot of memory gain shenanigans going on. Pardon me. Other than that, just, I don't know. There's a lot of good cards in the matchup. Just the generic adventure cards are just good. And it was just about resource management and trying not to misplay. Not too much to say other than, yeah, be very careful in the Levy matchup. Triggering Courage United lets them trigger Biting Crush or Levy X Engrave. Tamer's coming out of security lets them evolve into Levy X for free and stuff, and that's just terrifying. But like, you can't do, if the Tamer's in there and it comes out, you can't do anything. It says play this card, you don't get a choice. So that's just a bit of a worry in that matchup, but there's nothing you can do about it. The Galactic matchup's also cursed because they don't check your security at all, and we're playing like 12 Tamers, so yeah. But anyway, that is the list and the matchups. Very happy that we got a fat victory royale today, but yeah, let me know what you're doing in your adventure list below if you've got any spicy texts. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.